let's just talk about musicians. I see a serial focus on, I'm a dope musician. I have a lot of talent. So let me show you that I have a lot of talent. This is what's supposed to make me a millionaire. This is what's supposed to put me on private jets.
All we want to chase is endorsements and something stupid, right? We're not getting the full scope.
Ooh, you
I know,
you're gonna get some hate. In this brand showcase episode, we're sitting down with a genuine musician, producer, songwriter, engineer, and charismatic. He's worked with the best in the business, from appearances on Making His Band with Sean Combs, to Bob James, to Eric Benet, Tamar Braxton, Shantae Moore.
Don't be no 25-year-old man, right, trying to move to Los Angeles with 5 other grown men, right? We got gear you don't even know how to use. Why do you need something you don't even know how to use? Stop it. Those sneakers, leave them at the store. That $300, don't do it. You feel me?
So obviously, you've to a certain extent have cracked this code. How would you advise your son or your daughter as a black musician to crack or go about cracking this code?
My first thing would be, well,
First off, man, welcome, man. It has been a while that I've been wanting to sit down and speak with you in a context where it's recorded and people can hear the thought process. Obviously, we see each other in passing and things of that nature, and we're always busy. We always got 1,000 things to do. So
never a moment.
It's always pleasantries, but it's a true honor for you to take out of your schedule. So we want to start it off like that.
Oh man, thank you, brother.
Genuine thanks, genuine love, man.
No, I love what you're doing. I'm definitely a fan, so I'm honored too. So this is mutual.
That's huge, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's jump into this thing.
Yeah.
All right. This is the iGuru Brand Showcase Series. In these showcases, I get the opportunity to sit down with creatives and entrepreneurs that I respect and admire to glean information about their brand and the professional process. I am the sole proprietor of iGuru Solutions, a brand management and development company designed to provide information and resources to the modern creative and entrepreneur. That's what iGuru is all about. All right, let's get to it, man. In this brand showcase episode, we're sitting down with a genuine musician, producer, songwriter, engineer, and charismatic. And you always stay fly, man.
Oh, thank you, brother. I try to. I'm fashion for it. And it costs me, some trouble sometimes. But
You can't help yourself.
it's all good.
He's worked with the best in the business, from appearances on Making His Band with Sean Combs, to Bob James, to Eric Benet, Tamar Braxton, Shantae Moore. He worked on Kenny Lattimore's Vulnerable album. On the song Priceless. The album debuted at number 10 on the Billboard charts, and that's just scratching the surface. You've heard his work with Jacob Lattimore on Switch It Up. And if you haven't checked out his own single, Philly Feel exclusive, do yourself a favor.
Plug. Thank you.
PJ's been in the studio with everyone from Mike Phillips and Jeff Bradshaw to Haley Reinhart, Jay White, and Nathan Mitchell. He's a certified Pro Tools operator with serious depth and expertise as a mixer, engineer, and producer. He has earned degrees from Recording Connection and Madison Media Institute, and currently teaches the next generation of audio and recording talent at the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences in Tempe, Arizona. He's the kind of person who lets his music and reputation speak for him. But in this episode, we get to hear from him directly, to have a very important dialogue about his experience and the current state of the industry for working professionals in the music world.
Yes,
So let's welcome the one and only PJ Hill.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man.
I hope I did you did you just do in this introduction? I want to make sure that all the information was accurate and everything like that.
Yeah. Actually, I would say with Nathan Mitchell and I performed live with these guys, so I haven't been in the studio with them yet.
Okay.
But we performed live,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I've been,
Awesome.
But Jacob and everybody, Kenny, definitely been in the studio.
Man, you've probably forgot a ton of the people that you've worked with.
Definitely. But it's fine though. I mean, you hit it right on the head. So
I always like to start off the episodes with what I remember as my first interaction with my guest.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take a stab at this.
Okay.
Because I didn't really think about it before now, and now I'm thinking about it. I think our first time working together was with the Gaines Brothers.
Yeah, you're right.
If I'm
that
accurate.
was with Mel Brown. Yep, that was my first gig with Mel and.
Shout out to Mel Brown. Shout out to Will and Lamar Gaines.
Yes, the Game Bros.
Y'all gonna be hearing more about them as well.
Yeah, that's a
World renowned Gaines Brothers. I think that was my first interaction with you. We were on a gig together. Man, and I had always heard, in PJ Hill, PJ Hill, and so as musicians, especially if you have a certain level of talent and skill, you hear a name, you're like, okay, well, I'll see when I be here.
Right. Hopefully, right? You be like, I heard about this cat, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll be
the judge.
We don't never say that out loud, but that's what's really going on in our heads. So just a tidbit: if you know a musician, especially one that is a higher caliber. Usually when you name drop or something to him, he's not going to give you his real opinion. He or she, they're not going to give you their real opinion.
You have to figure that one out on your own.
They judge with their ears.
Yeah. We'll be the judge of that. Which I can't lie, this brother was saucing the whole time. So I was definitely I'm like, yo, who? And then they was like, but then they told me this though, Isaiah. They was like, he got a whole the whole family plays and does all this. I'm like, wait, what? It's more of them. So it just, bro, it was. I was like, yo, man, he's my guy. Yes, man. And I fell in love ever since. So,
likewise, man. Yeah. Likewise, like true. As we call it, sauce.
Saucing, boy. A
lot of flavor, man.
You saucing, boy.
A lot of flavor, bro.
You was saucing.
Likewise, man. Yeah. Likewise.
And I did not expect, you just don't expect things. And I didn't think it was going to be whack, but I didn't know you was like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, dang. Tone and everything, because I pay attention to stuff,
Oh, hey. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate that, because coming from the road that we come from, tone I didn't really get chastised about tone until I was probably, I want to say about 19.
Really?
Man, that felt bad. That chastisement.
I'm grateful. I'm not a guitar player.
That chastisement felt bad, man. It was so necessary though, man.
You got it, man.
So it's been a journey with that one, but yeah. Man. But yeah, that was the first time that we worked together, and it's kind of been love and a silent brotherhood ever since, man. Every time your name comes up, if you're working on something and I get the opportunity to work or be a part of it, it's a pleasure. If things work out, things have to align and stuff like that.
Yep.
But yeah, much respect. I see what you're doing. I see your reputation. I see how you move and how you interact and what your true passion and your heart, where your heart is, man.
Yeah, man, appreciate that.
And much love and respect for that,
brother.
man.
Thank you, brother.
All right, let's jump into question one, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's not really a question. Can you share your journey into the music industry and what inspired you to pursue a full-time career as a musician and producer?
So for me, I got started early. My dad was a drummer.
Okay.
So he's a guitar player now. So that's why I care about.
Nice.
I mean, this cat. We'll talk about that different time. But anyway, but he's a guitar player now, and so all I can remember is just coming out the womb, bro, playing drums.
Yeah.
That's all I knew. And he would play at the time. He just had got saved and changed his life, and so gospel music was like his thing, bro. So like the Milton Bronsons and the Tommies, you know,
Milton
like
Brunson,
yeah,
bro.
you know what I mean? Like I came up on the Richard Gibbs and the Kevin Bronsons, and you know, way before the Calvins and
Bro,
stuff.
I got a special thing in my heart for Milton Brunson, bro.
Absolutely, the Tommies is
Oh my
dude, no,
God.
like straight up, dude. Like so that was me early on, bro. Like early.
Man, you had all the VHS,
All VH,
oh,
dude.
my God.
Yes, and that's so yeah. So let me just so with that we had all the so they used to go to Detroit and go to the Perfecting over there with Marvin, and they used to do the like their yearly convocation or something, right? So we had videos, man. You know, I would just watch this stuff, and I had a little drum machine Dad bought. And it was called a Drum Cat, man. And I had the Drum Cat, and I would sit there with the VHS and just play everything I could, you know, could watch.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what started me there, watching Walt Whitman and the Soul Children. You know, man, like come on. And I'm from the Midwest, so you know,
Wait, you from the Midwest?
I'm from Milwaukee.
Wait, oh, you from Milwaukee?
I'm from Milwaukee too. Man. So
Got
it was
you,
something, you
Milwaukee.
know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so, yeah, dude. So I was just watching and listening to all of that, and I'm gonna tell you a crazy story how like God works. So my dad is like one of the biggest Orlando Draper fans, biggest bro. And so watching all of those videos, right? It was Big Mike on keys, Steve Bethany guitar, all these guys, and. Fast forward today, I'm touring with Steve Bethany now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
From a
full
little
circle.
guy, watch, dude. And I told him, and I was like, I had the opportunity to tell him, like, yo,
Yeah.
I might be here. You know what I'm saying? Off the shoulders of you, OG.
Yeah.
Like nothing but respect. You know what I'm
Man.
saying? So yeah, you know. But that's why I starting playing drums like that.
That's I'm sorry to
No,
jump
go
in.
ahead.
That's awesome to hear though. In terms of like what responsibility is to like the craft and,
Yeah.
and what you're doing. He may not have known that you was looking at him or
didn't.
looking up. He didn't.
didn't
There's
know.
no way.
He never. He's from Nashville. I mean, Memphis. He's from Memphis. Never knew the man.
But he was investing in you, even though we got a big responsibility.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, man.
From afar, man. So
Yeah, okay.
I got a little.
Sorry
I
to
got a
jump
little
in.
ahead of myself, but those are moments that can happen. You
Yeah.
know, and I didn't even know what I was. You know, I was just watching VHSs, bro. Practicing. So moving forward, so we was a part of AME, African Methodist Episcopal Church.
Mm-hmm.
So all they little like annual conferences or convocations, I would be so like the little boy baby drummer kind of dude that was out. Like that was me a long time ago, playing for the big choirs and stuff, like Lil Cat. And a guy by the name of Arthur Floyd took me under his wing and was like, no, I want PJ. Like I was like 5, 6, 7, like like at least about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And Lil Cat couldn't even really, but I was on the kid, bro, and he wanted me. And I mean, that's what kind of got me so locked in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I had to play big, like when I was this big. You feel me? Like it wasn't no joking. Like, no, you gonna play it right.
You gonna do it right.
And you know what he do? Pocket. Give me that pocket. I be like, man, what is this? Get that away from me. I didn't understand it, but it was the pocket.
Hey,
dog.
man.
The pocket.
Hey, that pocket done made you some money though, ain't it?
No, it wasn't you ain't lying. No jokes. Nah, that ain't no joke. That's no joke. We can laugh, but that I straightened up real quick. That wasn't no joke, bro. It wasn't. You right. It paid the bills.
Yes, sir.
It paid the bills. So,
Okay.
So yeah. So,
So
that's where I started.
That's the roots.
Yeah, that's where I started.
Well, that we all have similar roots then. Huh?
Yes, dude, I'm telling you, man. And what really started it off for me is one day, or y'all ever heard of Mars Music out here?
Mars.
Mars Music. It was like Guitar Center before Guitar Center. Maybe might have been a Midwest thing.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But anyway, Mars Music, and they had a drum competition.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like maybe like 6 years old. Won the competition.
You
but
won it at 6?
won it at 6. The little kid level drum, right?
Okay.
They didn't give me the award because some little kid was crying, you know, and me and my boy Josh Reynolds, shout out to Josh Reynolds. Josh, me and him was in the competition together. Now me and him was in school together, shedding all his class. This boy can go. I'm talking about can go. You feel me? So we shred these little kids at like 6, bro. I swear, bro. Gave this little cat because he was crying. His parents and stuff made this big deal, so they let him win. And I left that competition on my high horse, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm this, I'm that, bro.
Yeah.
Pop stopped me in my tracks, bro.
Yes, sir.
And walked me back in that music store and opened up a music book and was like, yo, you read this. Bro, I did not know what to do. Like,
Of course
like I said, I didn't know what to do. Like, I was stuck. Like, wait, what you mean? What is this? This is new.
Yeah.
Like,
Pops knew
I
what
know
to
how to do
though.
this, though. And you like, nah, you can't read this. Chill out. Broke me down, bro.
Broski.
Broke me down, bro.
Did you? Because I have a similar story about having to teach myself how to read notation and stuff like that because I grew up by ear.
Same.
That's a different level. Shout out to all y'all trying to get to the next level musically.
Yeah.
If you learn by ear, that's really cool. That is really cool. We don't want to take that from you.
Yes.
It only becomes a superpower though when you learn how to read.
That's it. You put 2 and 2 together. Hold on. Hold on. No, seriously.
And it's serving you.
It's serving you to the day you die. Yeah.
Okay, man. Let's
Yeah.
This is already good stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to get super racial.
No, you don't have to.
I'm going to though, because we're both African American.
Absolutely.
We're both
Pan-African. What they say? What Dr. Umar say? Pan-African. I ain't apologizing. I ain't apologizing.
Oh man,
You're absolutely right.
Oh P.
Go ahead, King.
Okay,
You right.
not King.
I had to. Go ahead, King. Oh, you done messed up,
Hey,
man. We about to have a good time.
Hey. Okay, so what are some of the hugest challenges that you faced as a Black musician in the industry, and how did you or are you overcoming them? Spare no expense. Go for it, man. We need these answers.
I would say access to resources.
Resources as in money, gear,
Everything.
connections.
Bro. Every networks.
Yeah.
Everything. It involves everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have to crack the code. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's no other, like, you have to be in it with your peers. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be community.
Yeah.
You have to, there has to be events, open mics, resources, you know, that people can actually use, and not just always, you know, it's like a money lick where you can, you know, just pay $100 and, you know, you listen to this panel of nothing. Like, we really have to really, you know what I mean? Like, quit all the, you know, quit all the mess and, like, you know, and get to it for real, because there are ways of, again, you have to be, we have to be, there has to be camaraderie and a collective where we all work together. And I think there's not just one person or one way to, I think it's a group or community type of thing where we have to be progressive.
So obviously you've to a certain extent have cracked this code, right? For you.
From my
How
vantage
would you
point.
say, because this code doesn't have a color of skin?
No.
How would you say a Black musician, how would you advise your son or your daughter as a Black musician to crack or go about cracking this code?
My first thing would be, well, what do you want to do?
Uh-huh.
Because there are a million things in the music realm. There's a million options. So I would have to, the first thing would be, what do you want to do? So let's just say if they want to be a drummer. Right?
Yeah.
My son wants to be a drummer. Well, I would say, son, The first thing is you would have to know anything that happens on computers, you know, the DAW space in that world, get comfortable, right?
Okay.
Because that's just going to make you more valuable, you know, in this area, because you can easily just play drums. Like, you got to think, a hobbyist can play drums.
Yeah, man.
Right? That's not like a hobbyist can play guitar.
Yes, yeah.
But then there's another level that this hobbyist can't even, he got to go to work. You feel me? So that would be my question. Where do you see yourself? What do you want to do? And then, so they say, okay, well, Dad, I want to play live. Because you don't necessarily have to be like, you know, I want to play for an artist. I can teach my son how to be a great drummer, teach him how to use these computers, and now he can be a session guy from his crib and work remotely.
Yes, sir.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And now he can just promote and market himself however he wishes. And he don't have to be bound to tour dates or dates, period, or going out, right?
Yeah.
I can be at the crib,
Yeah.
you know? And so, but that's where I would start. And then we crack the code from there.
So would you say that would be a lot of the issue that we're dealing with, is there's not a lot of direction and focus on what it is that we actually want to do?
Absolutely not. Or yes, yes, because coming from church, which you know,
Yeah.
all we want to chase is endorsements and something stupid, right? We're not getting the full scope.
Ooh, you
I know
you're gonna get some hate.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting there, but it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yes, sir.
It's the truth. We're not focused on the things that matter. So it's like, yeah, well, then you're this great. You know, you can take everybody in, right? I call these guys the twinkle finger guys because they know how to do it, but they don't know when or how to apply. Right? They may not know how to apply it.
That's real.
May have a poor approach.
Yeah.
Right? They approach it like this is a Vincent Bohannon song. Like, saying that, my boy.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? So again, cracking the code start with 1, knowing what we want to do. 2, scoping out all the resources possible for us to get to where it is you're trying to go. Again, there are so many different avenues you can run in, bro.
There's a lot of jobs.
A lot of jobs. So I just told you, this drummer can be a playback guy because I know the DAW. You know, I can arrange the show.
For the listener that doesn't know the jargon,
I'm sorry.
DAW.
Yes, digital audio workstation. Now I'm in my teacher mode. I'm so sorry.
No, and an example of that would be
Ableton,
Pro Tools, Logic,
PreSonus,
Yes.
Studio One, you know, stuff like that.
Yes.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Because I just ask questions like that because I have conversations with a lot of musicians and aspiring creatives in passing, and I think a lot of them do feel some sort of calling to the space of creativity or music and things of that nature. Obviously, I've found some sort of lane, right?
Yeah.
You've found some sort of lane. The Buddy Strongs, the Mel Browns, the Lamar Gaines of the world, and so forth and so on. They found lanes, but those lanes are specific to that individual.
It doesn't work for everybody.
It does not work
It does not
for
work.
everybody.
It does not work for everybody.
So you giving some sort of framework for someone to go off of, and like a compass, if you will.
That's what I'm saying.
My compass personally has always been, I like a certain level of freedom. I like to work with people that I respect. I like to choose the people I work with.
Likewise.
That is something
Likewise.
that I will never budge on. Doesn't matter what my skill level was. I've always wanted to do that. I'm like, okay, my skill level is I have complete power over that. I know what sounds good. I know how hard I need to work. I know what I need to work on. I'm going to do that at my pace. But professionally, if I'm going to work with somebody, I'm going to want to work with that person.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But that route has caused a certain level of sacrifice
Absolutely.
for me. I've had to hold several jobs at one time. You know,
Absolutely.
I've had to build my own company. I've had to do certain things that isn't necessarily glamorous to pave the road that I feel works for my goals and direction. I see you have done the same.
Yes, it takes sacrifice, man. You have to sacrifice some things, man.
That's important. So can you talk a little bit about that? Because a lot of times, especially from what I see a lot of, let's just talk about musicians.
Okay.
I see a serial focus on, oh, I'm a dope musician. I have a lot of talent. So let me show you that I have a lot of talent. And this is what's supposed to make me a millionaire. This is what's supposed to put me on private jets and on big stages and in photo shoots and on cameras. This is it, because I'm a great musician. I don't believe that singular thing is what leads to whatever people feel is success.
And I feel like people who think like that won't be successful until they change their thinking at all. Seriously. Because like you said, it's the singular mindset. Now that can be great if you're really doing like we said, if you're using that compass and you're maneuvering that thing, then maybe it can be right. But you got to be locked into that thing. It's like a Jeff Bezos, or you know what I mean? Like you have to be locked into that thing. It can work. It can. Yeah. But that singular mindset on no. You're right. No way. That's got to go.
And
that has to go.
And if you will, that sacrifice. Okay, so PJ Hill primarily is a drummer, right? Yeah. You're primarily as a drummer. You're several other things. We mentioned a few of them in the introduction. The drum has been your vehicle, if you will, but you're also a fashion enthusiast. You're also a philanthropist at heart. You're also an entrepreneur. You're also a teacher at heart. And the combination of all these many things is what combines what you feel as peace and as true success. Does that make sense? You're also a family man.
Yeah, I do.
So you also need to have a consistent private life.
Absolutely.
As well.
But the sacrifice though is dude, doing the things that I have done and I've been grateful to do, but the sacrifice have been real, man. You know, I've sacrificed being, not around certain holidays because I'm always might be doing this or doing that, right? So, or just financial sacrifices, you know what I mean, that you might, it's a lot, but at the same time, you have to balance and maintain a healthy life outside of whatever you do and make the proper sacrifices so that you don't, on the flip side, take or take the short end of the stick. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where like you're just like kind of just drained, right? You're just left out there. You're trying to do this, trying to keep these people happy, trying to work, then trying to keep your chops up on whatever you. Yes, it can be a lot, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so you have to maintain that. Absolutely, yes. But the sacrifice is real though, with that, because you can get lost in it.
You can get lost and you can lose decades, man.
Yeah, if you don't pay attention, it all, like I always say, it all runs, just runs together. I can't tell you from last week's gig to the, it just all runs together. Get blurry after a while.
And I think what remains at the end of all that is what your name is on and what you've created. That's one thing that when it's all said and done, I don't know when we're going to check out of here, right? Life is short.
Yeah.
But when it's all said and done, I want, after everything is sifted over, I want what I've created to remain. I don't think most people will remember who I played in back of.
Or you ain't lying, bro. It don't matter.
And it sucks, but it's true, man.
I'm gonna tell you a story, man. One of my good brothers, Rest Up Jay, he's one of my good longtime friends, just passed a little while ago. But I mean, this guy played for a lot of different artists, bro.
Yeah.
And out of all the artists he's ever played for, only maybe 2 showed up to his funeral. You know what I mean?
That's real talk.
And it's no shade on the other people or nothing like that. And I'm not saying they're bad people, but that just go to show you, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can play for all of these people at the end of the day, man.
Yes, sir.
It don't matter. What Isaiah and what PJ did right outside of that is what matters, because that's what's going to take care of them babies, right? That's what's going to,
Talk to them about it, man.
you feel me? That's what really matters. But playing for Beyonce going to hire the next, whoever.
Hey, man, not a lot of people can say that with the wealth of true like heart, and because you're not hating on anyone.
Absolutely.
We want everyone to have a successful career, and we want
Absolutely.
everyone to be able to take care of their families. And
Yes.
obviously, we play behind people. We
Yes.
support. We're sidemen as well. But in terms of what I would say we want to promote as true success, and what people should always go for, is make sure you take care of your responsibilities, take care of your family, but don't let promoting someone else's brand or entity be your end all be all of what success is to you.
Yeah, that don't work, bro. That don't work, man. And I it's so sad to say that is some people's in our community. That's their end all be all, and it hurts me because it's like,
Well, I'd also think it's because there hasn't been a lot of examples with the heart to really steward and show people a certain thing while sacrificing.
yeah,
It would be real easy for you to just bury your head in the sand and say, I found a lane and I'm just going to do what I feel works for me and let everyone else get it on their own. That's fine. That's legal.
it is legal, but that ain't building. What they say, that ain't helping the kingdom. That ain't helping the kingdom.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I was being super churchy, but no, it's just not helping though.
Yes, and that's why you're on this chair right now, is because I see that you're building something with your name on it.
Yes,
You have interest in creating something from the cloth of your God-given creativity, heart, and talent, and ability and skill
yeah,
to provide value and to push the envelope,
yeah.
while also doing all the other things to handle your responsibility.
You got to do that. Right? That's like a commandment almost. I'm still being churchy. Let me get on.
Hey, man.
But no, seriously, it
it's
almost
in
is. It's law. I should have said that. It's law.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's jump a little bit, man.
Let's go ahead.
What
So-
are some common financial pitfalls that musicians should avoid in their careers?
Oh, easy. Buying stuff you don't need. Right? Or would you say, give me something. Give me something else. Give me something else.
I love it.
Give
I
me
understand
something.
what you're saying.
Buying gear, okay. If you want me to expound, okay, cool. We got gear you don't even know how to use. Why do you need something you don't even know how to use? Stop it. I'm looking at the camera now. What else? Those sneakers, leave them at the store. They're $300. Don't do it. You feel me? What else? The groceries at Sam's or Costco. I would rather you put the money towards that, right? Because we need stuff in the house. So that toilet tissue and that toilet paper, go do that. Don't go buy no $300 sneakers. Secondly, if you are on the road, if you're granted that position,
You got the floor, man. Go
listen,
for it.
you better save your ducks. Don't go out and wait. Don't just save your money, but you saving money and you're saving your health, because you can die out here being unhealthy, but you trying to be on somebody's stage. Hey
my
man,
God.
make it make sense. I'm done. I'm done. That don't make sense. Let's cut it. No, don't buy what you don't need. That is it.
Ooh-wee.
That is law.
Are you ready for this hate in these comments?
Yes, absolutely. Come on, man. But it's all real talk. I mean, you can debate it.
No,
you
accurate.
can
It's
be,
true, man.
You can
It's
be
true.
mad. Listen, but it is true. Don't you buy what you don't need. Don't do it.
As simple as that.
It's
Don't
simple.
buy what you don't need.
Yeah.
And there's I've so much lived truth. I mean, I'm still young, but I'm 34. I'm getting some years on me. I'm getting a little years. I got a couple grays in my beard now. We know a little something here or there now.
A little bit. I know a little bit.
No, very, very accurate. Don't buy what you don't need. A lot of what you see on social media, especially from other musicians or other industry professionals, I literally, and you know the same. We know people and work with people that are on the biggest stages that live in their mother's basement.
Don't get me started.
And no hate to that.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Can I say this?
Go for it, man.
You ever heard of a Kevin Hayton? Kevin says you are air mattress. You are what he say? You are air mattress dwellers. Okay, that just takes me out. I can't. But that's what he calls it. He calls it big. You air mattress guys. Listen, I am 36. If you catch me on an air mattress, you better kick my behind. You better kick my behind.
I got that. I got you for that accountability, bro.
Thank you, because that mean I am not doing.
And this is all said. This is all said out of love.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
No, but literally, I don't like saying this all the time, but I literally know people.
I know, bro.
I don't want to say it because.
Go ahead. It's your platform. It's your platform. Go ahead.
No,
it's your
but
platform.
They've heard me talk about these things before.
Okay.
So I don't want them to be like, "Oh, he talking bad about me." No, I love the hell out of everybody. And conversations that I've had with people back in 2013, 2014, 2015 and their experience in industry success and stuff like that. I love that you have a job. Please keep your job. Yes. Please keep being excellent.
Yes.
That is amazing. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to need you to come up out of your mama's house.
That part. Or a group full of men staying in one apartment. You know, you got to talk about that too. And it's not even a funny thing. It's just being honest, right?
Yeah.
Don't get out of high school. I mean, this only works when you're fresh out of high school, right? Don't be no 25-year-old man, right, trying to move to Los Angeles with 5 other grown men, right? Maybe that might work for other guys, but I'm just at 25, you need to kind of start figuring different things out in your life. I'm just being honest. As black men, we have to talk about these things.
I personally agree with you.
Absolutely.
I personally agree with you full-heartedly. We still respect everyone's autonomy, and I know we probably gonna hurt some feelings of individuals that are in these particular conditions. However, we love, and this platform is to provide resource. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking to you from a standpoint of hypocrisy. I am financially healthy.
Absolutely.
PJ is financially healthy.
Absolutely.
He has a resume that speaks certain values. Yes. I as well. We're not coming from a point of hate or jealousy.
No.
We love everybody. But in terms of what we want to push the envelope about, these are certain areas that are important. It's not, I would say this. If you have a certain level of talent, for me, it would be really easy for me to just focus on guitar and live with 5 other guys. I promise you.
I'm sure, yeah. No,
and I'm saying this to another seasoned industry professional.
Yeah.
It would. Do you know the level of industry slaughtering?
Yes.
If all I did was buy a camera, an iRig,
yes,
and record guitar videos all day or drums or
no, you could be, dude, yeah, trust me, I get it.
But the point of this conversation is to tell you, let's have a discussion about what we can agree would help push the envelope and really achieve what is real success.
Yes.
Real success, in my opinion, is family, consistency,
Yes.
legacy,
Yes.
and health.
Absolutely.
In order to achieve family, for me, I have to focus on my private life. I have to, and the same for you.
Absolutely.
In order for me to consider to focus on consistency, I have to evaluate how that looks in every area.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that looks like me having a 9-to-5 and a part-time and having my own company and doing this and sitting down, and maybe that looks like PJ teaching at conservatory. Maybe that looks like him touring on this day. Maybe this looks like him producing.
Yep.
Maybe this looks looks a myriad of different ways.
Yeah.
But he also has to spend time with his wife. He also has to spend time with his family. He also has to make sure that a lot of other things are taken care of. And I think if we corporately start focusing more on what is really important in life, the level of success we can achieve together and really push the envelope forward.
Yes. But it must be said, though,
Yes, sir.
this is nobody condemning anyone.
Yeah.
We all come from a space. I wouldn't say the same space, but we come from a space. And I feel like, if these things aren't said, and these, like, we're not mocking anyone, we're not making fun of anyone. And I'm totally not against.
We are a little bit, which is fine. I think that's good for honesty.
Well, I'm just being honest, right?
Yeah,
So you have to take that, however you take that.
No, for sure. If you feel bad
Yeah.
about your living situation,
Yeah, do something about it. Yeah, you should do something about
that part,
Yeah.
do something about it.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't,
it. It's, right. They don't let it fly, what they say.
for me, I personally take a lot of pride in my living situation.
Me too.
So that's something that I focus on.
Me too. And I'm grateful for it. I love home. You know what I mean? Like, there's no place like home, my brother. I'm always in this place, that place. Take me home. Unless I'm on some beach or something, but
Yes, sir.
even
Yes,
still,
sir.
that's enough of that. I want to
Yes,
go
sir.
home.
Yes,
I like
sir.
the noise of my kids,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's just like, why would you, like you said, it's my thing. That's what I like,
And it's the fabric of who you are.
Yes.
And the success that you achieved. So if you don't like what you're hearing, like, there's tons of other podcasts. There's probably people, giving advice on, certain things. There's probably even musicians that are probably doing certain things that you may consider cool. I don't know how many of them would really sit down and be transparent with you about everything.
Too many, brother.
Yeah, I like to pick fights sometimes.
That's
man.
cool.
And I'm going to pick that fight.
You should. You should.
Because there's a lot of people that can play.
Yeah.
A lot of people that can play really well. But in terms of really achieving what we really know as true success, I don't. That crowd gets a little thin.
It really does. And yeah. But they're so loud though. It gets thin, but they're loud. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are the loudest ones.
Yeah, so that's why we kind of have to start speaking up.
Absolutely.
Not because we love hearing ourselves talk,
Absolutely not.
but because something has to stop. There's a war going on out here.
And somebody has to say,
Somebody
have to say
somebody
something.
has to say
You know,
some of
and
these things.
God, we had Brother Kevin, but he done left us. So somebody got to do the job. And that brother didn't speak nothing but truth. Did he not? I mean, now you may not have liked his approach, but the brother spoke the real.
Yes.
And he's another Milwaukee native, so I'm I definitely have to
With
give
that
him love.
reference, I will say that's why it's good that
Or Indiana.
I like. That's why proof of concept is really good as well.
Yeah.
He said a lot of truth. There wasn't much proof of concept.
There you go. There you go.
On these couches, there's a lot of proof of concept.
We can definitely.
That's why our approach is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can feed somebody carrots on a trash can lid. The carrots are healthy.
But it's contaminated. All right, doctor. All right,
man. Let's get it. Man, this has been fun though.
This
man.
is great. I told you.
This has been fun, dude. Okay. What are your hopes for the future of Black musicians in the music industry, especially regarding representation and opportunities? What are your hopes, man? What do you want to see?
More coalitions or Black musician coalitions. More, maybe just more information on platforms that can help us versus the Instagrams. What's my buddy name? Fan base. Isaac Hayes' son.
Yeah.
Helping people like him. You understand? Being a part of somebody trying to create something, and he's creating a huge machine. You know what I mean? That can benefit so many different creatives. But in this question, I would just say, that we just need more hands-on, type of situations where musicians can actually be a part of, versus.
Do you think musicians want to be a part of stuff
Absolutely.
I think so.
Dude, a guy just posted the other day off on Facebook. Same thing I've been thinking. How he just posted, how about we just, we're the group of guys that just want to play for their next, right? For whatever they're preparing for next. And I've thought, like, musicians want this. There was so many people, because everybody want to get paid. He was like, no cash apps, no paid rehearsals, just guys wanting to learn and to prep themselves for what is next. And I said, this is genius. I have a meeting with them this week. But
awesome.
There are things, this one thing in particular that guys want to be a part of. So in my thing, I was saying, well, is there guys who want to be more knowledgeable in front of house? Are there guys who want to be more knowledgeable in running the cameras or running time code, right? Cats don't even know how to, but you want to be on stage. What is time code, right? These are things that you need to know on how to run these, and then not just to run it for somebody else, but you can run it for yourself too as well, right? Yes, your crew, your guys, right? And so it's just I feel like we need a place where guys can learn these things on an educational level.
Yeah.
So it's not just about drums, it's about arranging the music. How do we approach the music? Yeah. Getting the proper levels to run to the front of house, right? These are all type of things that I want to create, but these guys want like that little thing.
Okay, big bro. And you got little bro, big bro question coming up. I hear this a lot. Musicians, they want this, they want that. And then you create something for them.
Okay.
So I've sat down with, Buddy Strong has been doing things for decades.
Wow. Okay.
In terms of resource and mentorship, and Mel Brown the same. There's always been open doors, and I'm just talking about here in Phoenix, Arizona. And there's several other places, a lot of other musicians that I know.
Yeah.
So is it more so like they want something completely set up for them, and like is it like a geographical thing? Do we need to set up some sort of conference like situation?
Yes. I think this is a geographical thing. People, yes, they need this everywhere.
They need an address.
Yes.
Like, okay.
Yes. And like in everywhere though, not just in Phoenix, everywhere. Like this Midwest, like Cats was just chiming in like, yo, where's this at? And I'm thinking like, okay, like, well, because we know there are colleges, right, that provide, the teaching for certain things. But they don't teach the guys how to be instrument etiquette, techs, how to tech, right? Like there's no programs that's centered for professionals in this production, in the, live field, where they're learning or honing on this, on those type of crafts. Monitor engineers, you know what I mean? Lighting directors. You know what I
mean? So there's an opportunity.
Yes, bro.
In that area.
In that sector.
Okay.
In that sector. And then from what I'm hearing, and there's guys even from Arizona who even chimed in, was like, yo, what's up?
We may need to talk offline.
We need to. Definitely. And I couldn't wait to come here to even talk to you about it, because that is something you should definitely be a part. But it has to be educational, academic type of.
Yeah.
This ain't no just jam session, right? We don't want to give them jams. Although this will be a fun experience and you will learn, but this is far from you showing me how many chops or
Yeah.
how saucy you are.
Well,
we'll find out.
let's make this happen then.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's make this happen.
Yes.
We'll talk offline.
Yes,
Let's make this
absolutely.
happen within the next year, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. One more, and we're gonna get on out of here.
Okay.
If you could share one message or piece of advice with young musicians listening to this podcast, or old musicians, doesn't matter. Musicians in general, producers, people in the industry, or that aspire to be in the industry, what would it be? What would that advice be?
I would say, whatever makes you, that uniqueness, keep that. Hone in on that.
Zero in on it.
Zero in on that. Don't look at metrics, because, we live in a day and age of, if I don't have 100 likes, right? Or if I didn't get nobody, to hear it.
Man.
We don't want to lose the real focus, man. That's all I want.
Don't lose the Lowrys.
Don't lose the Lowrys. Don't lose the what is it, the Cajun and all
slap
that.
your mama.
The slap your mama. Don't lose it, because that's what makes you unique. And I feel like, if we're watching metrics or what the next thing is, or how I can make people stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. If I can say anything, whatever makes you unique, hone in on that. And you know what that is. I can't tell you what makes you unique. I know what makes me unique.
Yeah.
I could play you something right now and you'd be like, yeah, that is wild. That is unique. You know what I mean? So we all know what that is. But it is up to you to know and to see that and to be able to go as far as you can with it. That's my only thing. Just be unique and don't let the metrics or this fake world of numbers or algorithms try to taint you into being something else. It is weird. It is so weird. So continue to just do that and you'll be fine.
I love it, man. I love it. That's awesome. And even from I've gotten a chance to be able to sit with some industry professionals over the past couple of years and really talk about things of those metrics and that fake world that you're talking about.
Dude.
If you know, and the people that are really doing it, especially y'all out there buying blue checks and stuff now, and
that's the weird stuff.
It's no shade. It's to tell you that there is a road out here and you're seen. You don't need that. God gave you what you needed.
Absolutely. And a blue check is not what God has given us. For real, for real. For real. Come on, man. You buying a blue check for what? For what?
And a lot of these things, yeah, I feel the cringe too, because I know it's gonna hurt some feelings. But
okay.
This platform is set up for a reason, and a lot of these things need to be said because we're in it for the long haul. And we're in it to push the envelope, and a lot of that is us getting back to appreciating, like you said, who we are and what makes us unique. And not losing that.
Yeah, because you got to think, we're focused on getting blue checks, but we're passing up the real checks. And I'll end it there. And I wasn't even trying to be really funny or anything, but you refocus on blue checks only to pass up a real check.
Akin.
Stop it.
Akin.
Stop it. Just stop it. It doesn't make sense. And then it's before to be verified, right?
PJ, man.
You had to have a track record of people having you in publications, right? That's where it came from.
Yeah.
So it's you were in whatever magazine or whatever, right? So it's okay, well, now you're credible for whatever. But now people are just taking it to where it's you don't even have to be credible no more. You could just be.
And it's for sale.
Anybody.
It's
it
for
is
sale.
for sale, right?
It's for sale.
So that's what makes it worse.
Yeah,
so.
we love the hell out of everybody.
Absolutely.
And
man.
PJ, man, I appreciate your genuine nature, man. And
man,
and I still know you was holding back because you was trying trying to be palatable.
Yeah. And that's only because of you and your tone. So trust me, if this was off camera, you would have got all of that. But I was just like, yo, let me match the tone of.
Hey, I love it though, man, because it's needed, and that's why I asked you to be here.
Oh man, thank you.
Before we end the episode, we want to make sure to shout out the good people at Creative Collection Media. They are the best, the absolute best. And we love our partnership that we have with them. All the crispy cameras, crispy microphones, the editing, all is done by Creative Collection Media. Thank you again.
Thank you, brother.
PJ, we appreciate. This is now going in the archives. This is in the cloud now, man. This is in the cloud now, bro.
Thank you for this.
Thank you for what you represent. Can please, and I know you're already going to, but I just want to let you know that I'm interdependent with your success. So please continue doing what you're doing, reaching the heights that you're reaching, loving on your family, succeeding in your career, building your businesses, teaching at the school, whatever it is that you're doing, continue being excellent at it, because the more success you achieve, the more success I achieve. And I genuinely believe that, man. So
likewise.
Much love to you, man. And that is all from this Brand Showcase episode. We'll see you on the next one. Much love.
Peace.